What is public relations and PR officer? The professional in charge of carrying out PR strategies and tactics on behalf of a company or individual is known as a PR officer. In order to maintain a positive reputation and handle any potential problems or crises that may develop, some of their responsibilities may include preparing press releases, planning events, managing social media accounts, responding to media queries, and cultivating connections with journalists and other influential people. Public relations officers are essential in establishing and preserving the reputation of their companies or clients. The role of public relations in event management. Public relations or PR plays a significant role in event management by helping to create a positive and memorable image of an event. Here are some examples of event management that public relations involved with: event promotion, media relations, crisis management, stakeholder communication, branding and image, public engagement, and post-event coverage. Overall, the role of PR in events management is to build and maintain a positive reputation for the event, maximize its visibility and impact, and effectively manage communications throughout the event's life cycle.
Benefits of public relations in events management. 1. Increase your brand's credibility. Publicity through public relations gives credibility to your business as the content is more authentic and informative. It gives more visibility and credibility among the consumer market than advertising, which is perceived as more promotional. 2. Attract your target market. It allows a much easier approach to retaining and attracting a target market. A well-written article on your product or service offerings in the magazine can be much more attractive and impactful compared to an advertising in the same magazine. 3. Provide added value. It can provide a unique touch point and add value to your product offering that can help differentiate you among your competitors and put you at the forefront of your particular industry. 4. Short and long-term lead generation. Media placement through public relations are a form of long-term placement, as initially you are likely to be exposed to a large amount of leads. 5. Build your brand image. When done right, public relations can create a more positive brand image in the mind of your consumer that provides an alleyway to better engagement of your company. Public relations example. 1. Press releases. Written press releases are a classic public relations strategy. These documents are prepared by an organization's public relations team and sent to news media for potential coverage in print, television, and online stories. 2. Public events. Organizations sometimes host public events to bolster their public relations efforts. For example, a company might hold a celebratory luncheon with free refreshment and product samples to recognize their anniversary after a number of years in business. 3. Private events. Business and organizations might also host private events that are open to a selected number of invitees. For instance, employees and their families or people who have purchased a special ticket. 4. Social media. Many public relations professionals leverage social media because it can be used to quickly reach a significant number of current and potential customers as well as the general public, usually with limited costs. 5. Strategic partnerships. Strategic partnerships result when two or more organizations work together to accomplish a common communication goal. This might occur when their services are complementary without directly competing, such as two types of food products that go well together.
Finance operations involves managing finances and resources within an organization. Financial operations also enables businesses to identify any potential risks and opportunities. The role of finance operations in a company is to oversee the budgeting, accounting, financial forecasting, and analysis of financial data.
To continue our discussion about the financial operations, let me discuss the importance of financial operations in every event. Financial operations or budgeting in the event are significantly important in pre-planning, during the event, and even after the event. It is beneficial for the success of the event as it tracks spending, avoid unnecessary expenses, present data for the potential sponsors, and quantify the return on investment. As we all know that in every event, we need a budget or a finances. During pre-planning, we estimate the expenses that we need in the event. And during the event, we have the contingency fund wherein we can have a money or we can settle the uncertain expenses during the event, and even after the event, we need a report for the transparency. And it is beneficial for the success of the event as it can track spending and avoid unnecessary expenses, wherein we can project how much money or expenses that we really need in the event and present data for the potential event sponsors. With our financial reports, we can attract sponsors for our event and quantify the return on investment. Some events require to be profitable. That's why we need to identify if the event will be successful or if there will be a return on the investment. In financial operations, it requires process or stage. The first stage is to identify your event strategy. To identify your event strategy, you need to determine your event and the overall budget, evaluate past events, research to understand the industry, create a high-level plan. Start with the basics. You should clearly identify the type of event you're planning and the overall budget for the event. Evaluate your past events to understand the areas where you over or underspent on. Do some research to find the common trends, changes, and industry standard costs. Stage 2 or the step 2, estimate your costs. To estimate your costs, get your list started with the items you need or you know that you needed for the venue, from the food or the beverages, and the marketing as well. And then reaching out to the suppliers for the quotes or the estimated price for each items, so you can project the total cost that you need in the event. And after estimating your cost, you go on the stage 3 wherein you finalize your budget. And of course, in the stage 4, in the last stage, the post-event settling and evaluation. After your event has concluded, you must revisit your budget and contracts to ensure you're settled all the financial obligations. You should also ensure every single cost is reflected in the budget for the transparency. Once you have a comprehensive view, you can turn those numbers into insights or a review. In addition, event costs will be depend on the scale and type of the event. So here are some common expenses that must be considered in the financial operations. Expenses in events: travel and accommodation, operating costs, salary, promotion, food, logistical aspects like insurance, permit, contracts, and then the contingency fund.
So first, what is an event proposal? An event proposal is a tool used by event planners to compile several details for an upcoming event. These proposals are comprehensive documents that planners create at the early stages of the event planning process. Second, what is event bidding? Event bidding is a process of communication between the two main players, the event owner and the event bidder. Bids allow individuals to purchase goods and services through auctions and other venues. It is a competitive process wherein two or more entities try to outbid each other by raising the amount they are willing to pay in order to win the asset.
I'm going to discuss the process of making an event proposal. First, you have to start with a story. One way to start the proposal is with a story or a brief description of the event, You might talk about the scope, the vision, or the way that the event plans to meet the set objectives. Second, you have to set clear goals. Next, it's helpful to set clear goals and list these goals within the proposal by naming the objectives of the event. You can show the client that you're dedicated to helping them meet those specific goals. Third, you have to name your team. Another aspect of the proposal is a section where you name your team. For example, if you work with a few other event planners, you might list each person and their responsibilities. Fourth, communicate your expertise. It's very important to communicate your expertise in an event proposal template. You might do this by including several important details, reminders, or ideas that demonstrate your knowledge of that particular event. Fifth, list your price. After communicating the value of your work, it's important to list the prices you charge for a particular service. Sixth, you have to use an appealing design. One way to convey your vision for the event is by designing your proposal in an appealing and stunning way.
So why it is important? Bid proposals are primarily used to showcase a company's qualification and provide details for pricing so that the prospective client can decide if they are the right fit for the job. Bid proposals are used by individuals and companies that are being contracted out to complete a project for a client. Bidding and proposal preparation process divided into 4 phases. First phase is making decision whether to bid or not. Second phase is building bid or proposal, strategy, and management. Third phase is cost estimation and pricing. And the last phase is writing successful winning proposal.